Mia wasn't allowed pets in her apartment. It was a strict no animal policy, spelled out in the lease in bold print. But what else was she supposed to do? She wrapped the trembling mutt in her jacket and carried it the rest of the way home. It didn't even struggle. It simply collapsed into her chest as if it had been waiting for someone to care. That night, she gave it a warm bath, bandaged its paw as best she could, and fed it what little she had. Leftover turkey sandwich from the cafe, half a boiled egg, and rice. She dried him off and nestled him into an old basket with towels. "You need a name," she said softly, kneeling beside him. The dog looked up at her with round, solemn eyes. "Buddy," she decided. "You look like a buddy." He thumped his tail weakly. Over the next week, Buddy began to change. He ate ravenously the first 2 days, then slowed, growing more alert. The limp in his paw faded enough for him to hobble around Mia's tiny apartment, tail wagging like it was the happiest space on earth. Each night, Mia would come home late, exhausted and worn down from work and bills and life. But Buddy was always there at the door, waiting. He'd wag, bark once, and spin in a clumsy circle. No matter how tired she was, Mia always smiled. She didn't tell anyone. She hid him when the landlord did surprise inspections. She slept on the floor so he could have her bed. She pawned an old necklace just to buy him kibble and pain medicine from the discount vet. He was, in a way she couldn't explain, saving her too. It was the 7th night since Mia had found him. She was curled up on the floor, head resting near the basket where Buddy now slept. The rain had returned, gentler this time, tapping softly against the windows. At 7:43 p.m., the sirens started, shrill and terrifying. Mia sat up. Not police, not fire trucks. Tornado warning. She fumbled for her phone. The emergency alert screen glowed red. Take shelter immediately. Tornado warning issued for Hamilton County. Mia's apartment didn't have a basement, just one floor and windows on all sides. She'd read about people taking cover in bathtubs, closets. She grabbed Buddy and ran to the bathroom, but she'd barely shut the door when everything exploded. Glass shattered. The building moaned like it was alive. The lights went out. Wind screamed through the halls, and then silence. When Mia opened her eyes, everything hurt. She was lying halfway out of the bathroom, covered in plaster and dust. Her head throbbed. She coughed, choking on the air. The roof was gone. Walls collapsed. She sat up too quickly and winced. Her ankle was twisted beneath debris. She tried to move but cried out in pain. Then panic set in. "Buddy?" she rasped. "Buddy!" Nothing. She dug through the rubble with trembling hands. "Buddy, please." And then, a bark. She sobbed. He was under a wooden beam, one leg caught but alive. His eyes locked onto hers and he whimpered. She dragged herself to him. Every movement sent daggers of pain through her ankle. She tore at the beam with all the strength she had left. It wouldn't budge. "Hold on," she whispered. "Help's coming. I promise." But no help came that night. No help came the next morning either. By the second day, Mia had stopped shouting. Her phone was dead. No one answered her screams. The street, what little she could see through the broken window frame, was deserted. She'd managed to free Buddy's leg, but now both of them were injured and stuck. The pain in her ankle was worse. She couldn't stand, much less walk. She gave Buddy the last of her crackers and half a bottle of water. "You have to go," she whispered. Buddy tilted his head. She pointed toward the hole in the wall where the wind came in. "Find someone. Go. Please." Buddy didn't move. She shouted at him this time. "Go, damn it! I'm not letting you die in here!" He whimpered, licked her cheek, and then slowly, he limped toward the opening. Officer Dana Ruiz was making her final sweep of the block when she saw it. A muddy, limping dog running in the middle of the road. She braked hard. "Hey, buddy!" The dog froze. He stared at her, then barked once, turned, barked again, and ran. Curious, she followed. He led her past 2 destroyed blocks, through a toppled fence, and into what remained of the apartment building on 6th Street. He darted through a gap in the wall, barking frantically. Dana climbed over the rubble, flashlight sweeping the shadows. And then, "Mia," she gasped. There, under a collapsed ceiling, was a young woman, Pale, bruised, but alive. The dog barked triumphantly. Stray dog leads rescuers to tornado survivor. Dog saves woman who once saved him. A miracle in the rubble. The story went viral within hours. News vans, reporters, offers from shelters and talk shows. Mia, still recovering in the hospital, couldn't believe it. She watched the footage on TV, stunned. Buddy sat at the foot of her bed, tail